Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, we are going to be comparing two brand new highlighters that I just recently tried and loved both, so I wanted to see how they compare to each other. It is going to be the Charlotte Tilbury Glow Glide Face Architect Highlighter and the Rare Beauty Exhilarate Highlighter. So, both of these were amazing and I want to see how they look in comparison to each other and which one I think is more worth your money if you were debating between the two. So before we get into it, please give this video a big thumbs up for me and subscribe to my channel if you love these kinds of makeup videos, new makeup reviews. Every so often I'll throw a little makeup get ready with me kind of thing in there, and self-tanners. If you love any of that, make sure that you are subscribed and not missing out on 3 videos a week, pretty please. But if you want to see my comparison of these two, stay tuned for the rest of the video. Alright guys, like I said, we are comparing Charlotte Tilbury and Rare Beauty. Both of these were beautiful and I've been grabbing for both of them a lot since trying them, so I thought it would be fun to compare the two. I know they're both brand new products and I'm sure there's people that are debating which one to get, which one is more worth it, so that is what today is all about. So I have them pulled up on Sephora, that's where I got both, and we're gonna try one on one side of my face, one on the other side of my face, and compare, see what I like about both, see what I don't like about both, and see which one is more worth the money. So yes, first I have Charlotte Tilbury pulled up. It is the Charlotte Tilbury Glow Glide Face Architect Highlighter. It goes for $48, so it is definitely on the pricey side. I have mine in the shade Champagne Glow, so it's a sparkling champagne. It is 0.24 ounces or 7 grams. And then the highlights say vegan, shimmery finish, cruelty-free, pressed powder formula without parabens. The description says a powder highlighter that glides on like a liquid to give an instant skin perfecting filter to highlight, sculpt, and lift. Get the rich pigment payoff of a pressed powder with the glide-on satin texture of a liquid highlighter. This glow-boosting formula illuminates and blurs the skin with smoothing emollients for a satin texture without caking, creasing, or fallout. And then next, we have Rare Beauty by Selena Gomez, the Positive Light Silky Touch Highlighter. And then this one is in the shade Exhilarate, which is a champagne gold. So the champagne theme is there for sure. This one is 0.098 ounces, so it's 2.8 grams, which is significantly smaller than the Charlotte Tilbury. It is like almost 3 times smaller than the Charlotte Tilbury, and this is 25 bucks. So honestly, if you compare like the size for how much money they are, they end up being around the same, if not Charlotte Tilbury actually being a little bit less once you put it into comparison that way. So just something to think about. And then for the highlights on this one, it says vegan, shimmer finish, without parabens, pressed powder formula, long wearing. It says an innovative powder highlighter that gives skin an instant glass-like sheen for an easy, natural-looking glow that lasts. Get the glass-like glow of a liquid highlighter in an easy compact. Unexpectedly smooth, airy, and talc-free, the unique semi-sheer base is packed with micro shimmers that sync with your skin to enhance a range of skin tones. It is also transfer-proof, smudge-proof, and water-resistant to keep you gleaming all day. And then I will say they're pretty similar in like the shade range. Rare Beauty has 4. I think Charlotte Tilbury has 5 or 6, so just a little bit more of a range. But if you ask me, the descriptions of the two sound very, very, very similar. Like they both kind of have that theme going of looking like a liquid highlighter but feeling like a powder highlighter. So I love that about both because that's exactly what I strive to find in a highlighter when I'm looking for something. So I'm really glad that that's becoming more of a thing for highlighters. But I'm gonna swatch both of these on the back of my hand so we could see what they look like right next to each other. So I'm taking Rare Beauty, which beautiful by the way. The packaging of both is very beautiful, very luxe looking. So I don't know which one I like in that aspect. Like, both are unique and beautiful and they stand out. So yeah. Anyways, I'm dipping into the Charlotte Tilbury, which also another thing that I really like. The Charlotte Tilbury has like a removable pan, so you could just buy like the replacement when you run out. So that probably ends up being a little bit less too. So I'm gonna put this on the back of my hand, and then I'm gonna take the Rare Beauty. Wow, they look almost exactly the same. This is kind of crazy. Here, I'm gonna let you look. The Charlotte Tilbury definitely has more detail to it. Rare Beauty is a little bit more simple, but the colors are very, very similar. So here is what it looks like on the back of my hand. So this is Charlotte Tilbury, this is Rare Beauty. So the Charlotte Tilbury, I would say they look almost identical, but the Charlotte Tilbury is definitely a little bit more like a dramatic beaming kind of glow. The Rare Beauty does look a little bit more natural on the back of my hand. One thing I do want to say though, I'm surprised because I thought the Rare Beauty would be more dramatic. I feel like every time I put it on my face when I'm going somewhere, I'm like, oh my god, that is beaming. And I didn't feel that way as much every time I put the Charlotte Tilbury on, so I'm very interested to see what they end up looking like on my face. But I definitely feel like the Charlotte Tilbury looks a little bit more dramatic just putting them right next to each other. So I am going to just start applying to my face. I'm gonna focus mainly on like my cheekbones because that's where you can see highlighter the best, and then we'll just go from there. So I'm gonna do Charlotte Tilbury on this side and I will do Rare Beauty on this side, and then once I have finished applying, we'll talk details and I will let you know my thoughts. So let's get started. Okay guys, I am back. I just put both of these on my face, so let me give you like a second. Here is the Charlotte Tilbury side. Let me like get you some angles here. And then here is the Rare Beauty side. Take a good look, take a minute, and before we talk, please comment right now and tell me which one you like better, because I want to hear from you guys before I say anything. So pause the video right now and comment and tell me what you like more, or if you notice any difference at all. So 5 seconds, go. Okay, I hope you did it. So my thoughts, I am a little bit torn. They look very, very, very similar. I will say the first thing that I like really tried to pay attention to was whether each of them like did anything different to my pores. They look exactly the same in that aspect. Like I don't think one is accentuating my pores more than the other. So just to get that out of the way, they both applied very nicely and very smoothly. They were super easy to apply, so no issue with either one there. I would say both of them look really beautiful and really glowy and natural, and they definitely both have that like champagne-y glow to them that I was really looking to get. The biggest difference between the two is I feel like the Rare Beauty one looks a little bit more like a powder than the Charlotte Tilbury side. I feel like the Charlotte Tilbury side looks a little bit more natural, like it just melts in with the rest of my makeup a little bit better. I feel like on this side, especially in person, like I'm trying to look in the viewfinder right now and I feel like it's not showing it as much as like I can see it. But in person, I feel like you can almost kind of see a line where I put the product. Like you could see like the highlighter is like, it ends right here and then it starts right here and it goes up here. Like I feel like you could see that kind of clearly. So it kind of defeats the whole, I guess, claim that it looks like a liquid but it feels like a powder. I feel like it looks kind of like a powder on this side. And I honestly didn't notice it before as much as I am now. I guess I just wasn't paying as close of attention to it as I am now. But this side definitely is giving more of that powder highlighter look than this side. Like I genuinely feel like this side looks like I'm wearing a liquid highlighter, but it's actually a powder. Like there's no line that you can clearly see. I feel like it did a better job of like melting into the rest of my makeup while still giving that like beaming highlighter kind of thing without looking like a powder. So I would say just overall, they do a very, very similar thing. Like there's really not too big of a difference between the two. But when you look at it like that, like just thinking about size, price, what they actually do to your skin, I honest to God have to say Charlotte Tilbury is more worth it to me. It is like you're paying more money up front for it, but there's so much more product in there. You get like that reusable tin, so you can just buy new highlighter pans instead of like the actual whole thing, which I really, really like. And realistically, they're technically almost the same amount, if not Charlotte Tilbury being less when you put into perspective like size for the price. So the Charlotte Tilbury looks like it's more of like a beaming highlight. The color is the same, so I would not even compare that really. But just the fact that this looks so much more like a liquid highlighter while still giving you like that beaming highlighter effect that a powder does without looking like a powder, this is definitely doing a way better job of that than this side. Like I feel like even looking in a distance in the mirror at my face, I can almost see like a line, and it definitely looks more like a powder to me. This side just looks a little more natural while giving me that beaming highlighter effect. So I have to say Charlotte Tilbury wins this one. Honestly though, I love both. So if you've been dying to try Rare Beauty, you're not gonna be disappointed. Like it still looks really beautiful. I'm still gonna be using both like crazy. Like I don't regret buying either one. But if I had to choose between the two, if there was one that I could recommend that I think is a little bit more worth your money to you guys, it's Charlotte Tilbury. So that is it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. I definitely did. Like I always say, I love these kinds of videos. I love comparing products. Obviously, I love it when both of them are winners and I'm not like talking badly about a product, because both of these really are good. But this was just it for me today. So yeah, let me know your thoughts, comment, give me whatever you guys are thinking about both sides of my face. Let me know what else you want to see from me. Give this a big thumbs up and please subscribe to my channel, but stay tuned and I will see you guys in the next video.